Hey, what's up, guys? So it's Sunday. I just wanted to upload a video for y'all. Uh, this week I did 8 sets of 3 with 330 pounds, narrow grip, basically pausing at the top and bottom once again. I don't do touch and goes because it's not as beneficial, especially if you want to get prepared for a meet. You're going to have to learn how to pause it on your chest and pause it at the top and then wait for the judge to give you the okay to rack it. But as far as Monday goes, everything went pretty smooth. Um, I try to keep everything tight. That way, nothing is loose. You don't want to feel comfortable when you're doing the lifts. You want to feel uncomfortable, but you want to be able to maneuver and get your technique correct so you can do the lifts the right way. But yeah, we got that done. And then I did some face pulls, banded dips, which I didn't show. And then I did some delts with the flies, dumbbell flies. Um, Finished off with curls. I was supposed to do Hercules cable curls, but I did it all wrong, so I just went with these curls on the cable machine. 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, I believe, was the goal. But it didn't go too bad. And then I did a double overhand PR with 400 pounds. This was the day after on Tuesday. And I did high volume, 2 sets of 10 with 460. However, I didn't make it to 10 on the second set. I was just gassed out. So I made up for it and did a third set and finished the reps that were needed for that in order to get a total. Next week I'm going to go for 550 for 3 to 5 repetitions on deadlifts. And on bench on Monday it's going to be 5 sets of 3 with 345 pounds. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also not lifting in the mornings anymore. I'm lifting at nighttime, so it's a bit different. I have more energy in the mornings than I do at night because obviously I'm not as worn out because I haven't done a lot more things. So I'm just fresh from just waking up and starting the day. So we'll see how everything works out. But yeah, not really much to explain, honestly. I just deadlift the same all the time. I try to slightly keep my feet out at like an angle, sort of, so you have more leverage and you can use more of your body weight against the weight that you're lifting. I also try to keep my head in a neutral position, so wherever your head goes, your spine is going to follow, obviously. So if your head is down, then your back is most likely going to round out, making it a lot more uncomfortable and harder to lift the weights. So you want to kind of bring your head up, and that will help your spine stay in a straight and neutral position. But the good thing is I haven't got any lower back tweaks since I've improved my technique. And I always try to like keep my breath in, my oxygen in when I do the lifts throughout the entire rep. Sometimes it just doesn't happen that way, but it gets pretty hard, especially when it is high volume. But right here it's my best set because My feet are actually closer in, so they're not making contact with my arms, because sometimes my arms will get in the way of my legs if they're too wide. And I have to put in a closer foot stance to make it work out better for me. But I definitely like this set a lot better than the last two sets. It looked way better too, so yeah, we'll see how everything goes. I try to use the or go with bare hands, but every time I do that, I just get torn calluses, so I'm just so sick and tired of it. I'm only gonna really train with a raw grip if I'm doing like one rep max, or um, 2 reps with heavy weight. I'm not gonna do high volume because it's just gonna tear off, so it's not even worth it. Right here was the hyperextension. I did 3 sets of 3. I was supposed to only do 2 sets of 3 with 245, but I messed up, so I did extra. And then I think I did 185 after this for like 10 reps, I believe. So I'm not too sure. But yeah, that was basically the day after, and did a few more back exercises after that. And then took the day off on Wednesday. Went to a different gym on Thursday because I got out of work late. So I'm going to be starting workouts a lot later in the day, and it's going to be more harder than what I am used to doing, but we'll see how it all plays out. So this is not my normal gym I go to, but I wanted to start off with bench, and I did it after the military presses. I still managed the goal, which was 2 to 3 with 375, but I'm just not used to this bar because it is a lot thicker and it's a lot more stiff. It's not really meant for powerlifting as much. That other bar that I used on Monday was a Texas power bar, so that's a lot better when you're trying to move weight, especially if you're trying to do squats or benching. It's going to be great for that, but I just use a Texas squat bar when I do squats, but I haven't been using a regular bar for squats lately, so we'll see how that goes on Friday, because I am going back to a regular bar. And then right here was 7 sets of 4 with the Spotto bench press, which is like a pause a few inches off the chest. And I decided to add in some more curls, this time on the preacher curl. So I just wanted to include the best exercises that I think I did. I did do tricep pull downs, but it wasn't really that great, and I think it was only like 4 sets of 10 with 100 pounds, so I didn't have the right bar that I needed at the time, so it wasn't the best. I was like kind of not used to it at all, but it is what it is. So we finished off with that on Thursday. That was the last exercise. And then on Friday, I did the cambered bar, and I did squats with this. It's like an 85-pound bar. I just messed up the weight, so it was 395 on the first actual set, and I was supposed to only do 1 set of 6 with 385, but because the bar is so much heavier, you can't really decide whether it's, uh, 60 to 85, but most of them are 85. So after figuring out all that, I was like, oh, okay, let me just take off a 10 on each side and just add 5 to finish the 6 reps that I needed in total. And it's a lot more awkward than a regular bar, of course, because it's like kind of like moving around a lot more and throwing off your positioning. Oh, I also got some Do-Wins, the squat shoes. So it takes a lot of pain off of the knees and it lets me hit my depth that I need to hit, which is nice. I was having a lot of issues with the bar positioning on this because it just felt so weird and awkward. I did get the bar positioning correct on this one, my last set, which I was supposed to get 20 reps, but it's so hard for me to count, especially when it gets past like uh, 8 reps, because I'm so used to doing so many low repetitions because of powerlifting. So usually I don't remember where I'm at, or I just mess it up. But yeah, I try to get 20, only managed like 18 with this. The depth looks pretty decent, but it just made me feel weird, and I rounded out a lot and awkward, and I just didn't really enjoy it at all. Especially safety bar squats, I don't really enjoy that as much either because it puts so much pressure on your neck, making it a lot more harder to breathe and all of that. But yeah, basically, I just wanted to show you these exercises that are fairly new to me now. So we'll see how next week goes. Next week, I'm going to do high bar squats with 415. So we'll see how that works out. And of course, I'm going to record all of it for you guys. But as always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, please. Stay tuned and comment down below.